What's up, everybody? It's your boy Stevie the Black. It's STEVEE, the Black. I'm back, and I'm here to give you another 76ers game, 10 game recap. So we are now hit the 20 mark season of the basketball season, the 20 game mark of the Sixers schedule. Um, Last time I came to you, the Sixers were 8-2. They were first place in the East, and they were looking pretty good. So what did they do? How did they fare in this next 10 game stretch? Let's get ready to find out. Game 11, the Sixers ended up losing to the Knicks again by a score of 103-96. Randall had a game high of 31, while Cork Miles had a game high for the Sixers of 19. Question: if you were saying, give me one reason why you miss Ben Simmons, I would say because we ain't ever lost to the Knicks with Ben Simmons. Because Ben Simmons has never lost to the Knicks. So that's give you one reason why I do miss Ben Simmons. We ain't ever lost to the Knicks. But now for some reason this year we can't seem to beat the Knicks. You know, I don't get it. Then the Sixers took on the Bucks, and we ended up losing that game 118-109. Giannis had a game high of 31, and Yang had a game high 21 for the Sixers. I remember this game specifically because the Sixers were in it the entire time, but in the end, the reigning defending champions were just a bit too much, and they overcame a shorthanded Sixers. Next up, the Sixers ended up losing to the Raptors, 115-109. Van Vliet had a game high of 32, while Maxey had a game high of 33. Next up, game 14, the Sixers ended up losing to the Pacers, 118-113. Tobias Harris had a game high of 32 for the Sixers, and Justin Holiday had a game high 27 for the Pacers. Next, game 15. Sixers ended up losing that game. We got blown out. We lost 120-85. Bojan had a game high 27 for the Jazz, and Shake Milton had a game high of 18 for the 76ers. Not looking too good for our boys. Then, out of the blue, the Sixers will go on and they would defeat the Denver Nuggets with Jokic, without Embiid. Jokic had a game high 30 points, and Maxey had a team high 22 points for the Sixers. And after a 5-game losing streak, it finally comes to an end. We beat the Denver Nuggets, but it wouldn't last long because the very next game we ended up losing to the Trailblazers 118-111. Harris and Maxey both had a game high of 28, and Dame Time had a team high 39 points. I was actually hoping us to beat the Trailblazers again to show Dame, hey, look how great of a team we are without Embiid. You know, look at what you could join, look at what we become, but didn't go that way. Next, the Sixers did beat the Kings 102-94, so that's great. Maxey had a game high 24 points, and Fox had a team high 23 points. Next up, and this one hurt me the most, the Sixers taking on the Golden State Warriors. Y'all know Steph Curry is my favorite player, and I love his brother Seth ever since he's been on the team. Both Curry brothers were team highs for them. Our Curry had 24. My boy Steph had 25. You know, Warriors are just on a roll this year. They're on a different level, and they looking like they're that championship team contender again. And they're doing all this without Clay. Imagine what they look like if Clay is like 85% of what he was. Imagine what they look like when he get back. And then, last night, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Joel Embiid returned, but it wasn't enough as we ended up losing to the T-Wolves in double overtime, 121-120. Embiid had a team and game high of 42, while D'Angelo Russell had 35 points for his team. So that is the 10-game recap. Let's see where the Sixers are. So in this 10-game stretch, the Sixers went 2-8. They are currently 9th in the East, so they're not. If the playoffs were to start today, we wouldn't even be in the playoffs, and we currently have a record of 10-10. Like I said, we did have a 5-game losing streak at one point to start off this 10-game stretch, and then we went like 2-3 in the final games. So, not very good at all. Basically, my concerns and my thoughts on the team were confirmed when I said this year that the Sixers are an average basketball team. They're good with Embiid. They most likely will make the playoffs. They might even struggle. They might be where the Golden State Warriors were last year, where Golden State was like they were a good, decent team, but could Steph carry them into the playoffs? Because remember, Steph was hot at the end of the year, and ultimately he couldn't, but he had them in the play-in tournament. That's where we at right now with Embiid. Like Maxey, he has been stepping up, and he's been like, oh man, this man is clearly a future star, but he's still just not at that point yet. And like I said, is it that does Ben Simmons make that much of a difference? I don't know, but what I do know is the East got better and the Sixers stayed stagnant. They said we got Embiid, we're a close family, and that's great and all. But you want to win a championship? You want to be a title contender? That's just not what we are right now. And that's kind of figured that's where we would be at right now, and that's where we sit at right now at 10-10 and in 9th place in the East. So not looking good for the Sixers. Like I said for the Eagles earlier, they are an average football team. Sixers are an average basketball team. We just average here over here in Philly. That's just what we are. And I don't like it. I've seen the Eagles win the Super Bowl, although it took a minute. I would love to see the Sixers win a championship, man, but they can't do it like this. And what Maxey has shown, if we're going to trade for anybody, Maxey might have to be in that deal. And I don't know. You think, is it really worth it? But then you have a talent like Joel Embiid. I don't know. You just don't get rid of that, man. You don't. You want to capitalize on him, but you also have this next growing star in Maxey, and it's just like, man, what do you do? And I don't know what you do. I don't know. It's a tough call. It's a tough decision. Obviously, even though Dame hasn't been his best this season, I would still think Dame on this team, or anybody on this team, anybody who's at least a A- star or a B+ superstar would be better than what we got right now. But I don't know. The Sixers need to do something, because as right now, by the way they ain't gonna make the playoffs. They'll make the play-in tournament because they're good enough for that. But playoffs, we talk about the playoffs, not practice. Playoffs. Again, with the Eagles. Y'all want to talk about the playoffs. Playoffs. Slow your roll. So that's my thoughts on the Sixers. Let me know your thoughts on the Sixers in the comment section down below. What would you guys do? Matter of fact, that's the question. What would you guys do? Would you try and trade someone to get someone over here, but a deal most likely will have to include Maxey? And we've seen things, and we like the way Maxey's going. Showing a bigger jump in his year 2 than Ben Simmons had his entire career. Would you be willing to trade Maxey just to get somebody paired up with Embiid to win a championship? Or would you be willing to trade Embiid so that we can build around Maxey as the future of the Sixers franchise? Let me know in the comment section down below. Let me know if y'all think we're going to make the playoffs, or you think we're going to... Just let me know in the comments. So please remember to like this video, share, check out my earlier video for review for the Giants and Eagles game. Please remember to hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. And if you're not down with that, I've just got 2 words for you. Peace out. And I'll catch you in the next 10 game recap. Hopefully, we'll be better situation. Peace.